What's going on, everyone? It's Justin from New England Capper. It is Sunday, December 13th. We're here to talk about this NFL DFS slate of the day. I'm going to talk about the value plays I like, and I'm also going to be speaking on the wide receiver and the QB pair that I like this week. I'm going to give away 4 picks total today, 4 players total today that I really like and really want to focus on. And in those 4 picks will be the QB wide receiver duo that I think is really a must in this matchup here. So first I want to go over where I get my information on what I'm looking for in a contest. So first to start with the contest, so I'm going to go to Lobby and DraftKings. I'm going to go to NFL. First thing I do right away, I decide if I want to play, do I want to play classic 9-player lineup? Do I want to be a showdown 6-player lineup? What am I looking for? Well, let's look at this time. Let's do a classic entry. We'll probably throw some showdown lineups for the evening game tonight, and obviously showdown for tomorrow. But let's start with the classic for now. I'm going to go in and I'm going to type in single entry. This allows me to stay away from the people that are max entering contests if you don't want to. If you don't have the bankroll to play 150 lineups and you start with a smaller bankroll, but you still want the best chance of winning, it's going to be through this avenue. This is the way to go. You're not going to be facing people that are just dispersing lineups 150 times. You're facing people like me. You're facing people that do have a ton of money, but they're only allowed to put in one lineup. They can't max enter. So your chance is as good as theirs on building and picking the correct lineup. So that being said, there's a few options as you can see. It's going to depend on what your bankroll is. So say you want to go here and say, man, I only really want to spend up to $10 on a single entry tournament, let's see what we can do with that. So, okay, easy enough. Let's go. We'll narrow it right down to $10 here. So it's free up to $10, single entry. Now you'll see a couple options when you do this. You'll see double ups. These double ups are simply going to turn $5 into $10. It doubles the money. The thing is that you're not, so say you come in first, you're still only doubling up. You're not winning, the first place prize isn't greater than however far they pay back. They probably pay back to probably 2,500 spots in this tournament or this matchup. So if you want to do a double up, great. We can. I will gladly enter a double up. Just for this sake. So say perfect, so first, so they pay back all the way to 3,000. That's actually pretty good. Out of 6,896 entries, so you're going to be better than a little bit over half of the entrants, which your odds are definitely with you in that favor. If you at least do a little bit of research, if you look at a little bit of research out there, you have a very good chance of placing in these double ups. That's why I like playing them. Who doesn't doubling their money? Who doesn't like doubling their money? With that being said, now we got the hardest part. We got to look at the research. We got to go know who to pick, why to pick them, where are they going to stand out. A lot of people base stuff off of how they did last week. It's definitely into consideration. I definitely look at it. Like, for instance, if you look at Ezekiel Elliott, who in the past has done a lot better than he's done this year, and he continues week in and week out to just be mediocre. Last week, he actually had one of his better weeks. I just don't like playing him anymore. I don't see any really value in playing him anymore. There's a lot more other guys out there for around the same price that can also put up numbers that he's putting up that probably are going to be a little bit better. For instance, Ezekiel Elliott, he's in a favorable matchup this week, which is the only reason why if I were to play him, I would play him, is he's playing Cincinnati. But as you can see, he's right around now priced where he needs to be if you are going to play him. There was times when he was priced way up and he was still only getting game logs of below 20 points. As you can see, this 27 and 23 and 23, these are Zeke numbers. This 14, 6, 8, 8, 3, these are not Zeke numbers. 13 even. Zeke needs to be at 20 if you're going to put a 75 to 700 price tag on him. So 66 isn't terrible, but I think that if you spend a little more, you can get a lot better of a player in this instance. So for 6,600, yeah, you're getting Zeke, but you pay up 7,100 or even Eckler. If you pay Eckler, you're for 7, you're guaranteed. He's probably a better option. Eckler is actually a pretty good week to play him, I think. I don't mind playing him this week. He wasn't on point last week. A lot of people were playing him last week. So where do I go to get information? Who do I know sucks on defense? Who do I know is awesome on offense? Who do I know what does what or who does what? Well, the answer to that is I go to a couple different places. The main place that I've been looking at my information lately is my own personal models that I've built, my own personal information that I've built, that I can gladly share with anybody. Or I look over on betangles.com. As you can see, very easy site to use. It's completely free. That is the best part about all of this, is this site is completely free. There's absolutely zero charge. And as I mentioned, one of the biggest things I hate about these sites is sometimes it's so hard to navigate your way through. Literally, it's saying fantasy ranks, show me. All right, well, let's check it out. I go into fantasy ranks, and boom, everything's right here. Fantasy ranks, QB, projections for week 14. It gives me my ceilings and the floors for each QB. That's awesome to know. That's some of the most important information. Ranks for last week, great to know. One of the best features on this site is ball distribution. Absolutely best feature. I don't know a paid site that shows ball distribution, or at least I haven't seen it recently. So with that being said, let's take a peek. So we have Green Bay, who I like this week. Aaron Rodgers, and we're looking through, okay, well, look at this, 26%. That's got to be the highest in the league for a wide receiver one as far as ball distribution. I mean, that's got to be up there. I mean, what are we looking at? The only one higher is Stefon Diggs, and Hopkins. So, with that being said, 26%. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, I like that. What's the ceilings and floors this week? Well, let's look at Rodgers, averaging 23.49. And look at all this information. A floor of 14, ceiling of 32. Okay, ceiling percentage 4.46. That's high, man. That's high. Um, and it goes even higher. Holy shit. Okay, so Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is looking possibly like a decent matchup, but my problem with him, I don't think that his floor would be zero, because he is going to get the start. This could be taking into consideration that he wouldn't get the start. I think his ceiling has a decent chance of going over this. As you see, his 47% chance of getting there. So with that being said, it could be a good play for Taysom Hill this week. I'm looking at it more so as a value standpoint. If I put Taysom Hill in a lineup, who am I going now to be able to afford? So let's run through a couple different options. First, what I like to do is I'll go here. I'll pull up my spreadsheet stats. This is stats that automatically update. Anybody can get them online and put them in an Excel spreadsheet. This isn't anything that is hard to do, and I can gladly show anybody to do it, but it does help a lot. You can go to one place, look at all your stats, and not have to look in a million different sites. I can go here. I can tell you exactly how long a team is on a drive. I can tell you where they start that drive. Do they start the drive at the 30? Do they start the drive at the 20? How long are they on the drive? How many points do they put up per drive? It tells you everything, and it's super, super easy to see. So now I want to take a peek, and I want to go and I want to look at a few different things. So I'm going to look into here. I'm going to simply set some papers over here for a second. All right. So let's take a peek. Before we do that, I want to go into here. I want to go to QB, and I want to go to Taysom Hill. And I found Taysom. All right, so let's go here. Boom, boom. Let's look at defenses. They're playing the Eagles this week. So let's look at, if I'm looking at Taysom Hill, what team allows the most passing yards? I'm 90% sure it's Seattle. Yes. So it is Seattle. But where do the Eagles fall in this? The Eagles are extremely low in allowing passing yards. So they allow 2,093 passing yards. They've allowed only 13 passing TDs, which isn't really a ton compared to the rest of the league. It's actually probably extremely low. Yeah, 13 again. So that isn't a favorable matchup for Taysom Hill by any means. What about rushing attempts? Because rushing yards, Taysom Hill can move the ball as far as rushing. Where did the Eagles lie here? Middle of the pack, maybe? High? Yeah, a little bit higher than middle of the pack. 15 TDs, so they do allow quite a bit of rushing TDs. So now that makes me look and say, okay, the Eagles are allowing a ton of rushing TDs. I know the Saints have Alvin Kamara, and I know that they can run Alvin Kamara appropriately, so they will give him enough touches. I just want to make sure that when I play him, what's the price I'm paying him for? I don't know why they say Philly has a opponent rank of 5th in defense. I don't believe that's very accurate. I might be wrong. But compared to this, they allow a pretty good amount of rushing yards. Like 1,334. Rushing yards attempt 4.2. So I'm going to take a peek at this, and I'm going to first just say, okay, there's a guy that I want in my lineup this week. I know who it is. It's Alvin Kamara. He's going to be the guy that I will like to play this week. And now I'm going to look at a few different other things. I'm going to look at, one, how often does New Orleans, or how good is New Orleans on the rush offense side of things? So let's go here, open up our charts again. NFL team offense, perfect. Well, how many rushing attempts do they take? Sort largest to smallest. The Saints take a ton of rushing attempts, 346 to be exact. Okay, how many rushing yards? Where do the Saints fall? High up there as well, rushing yards. Saints, 1,482. Okay. Now rushing TDs. Did they give it to him in the red zone a lot? Where are they? Holy. Rushing TDs, the most in the league at 19. This looks like an absolute smash spot for Alvin Kamara. So, with that being said, Alvin Kamara will be in my lineups this week. So now I take my paper. I can obviously add it to DraftKings, but I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to put must play or a smash spot, anything like that. And I'm going to simply jot down Alvin Kamara, as I think he has a good chance of having a good week. So, with Alvin Kamara in my lineup, now I got to build a QB wide receiver pair duo. I got to find that spot for my wide receiver and QB. This is the spot that I'm going to pay the most in, and I can work my values around them elsewhere. Now we're going to go to here, and we're going to look. So there's a few people that I've had my eyes on this week. Obviously, Pat Mahomes at 8,100 isn't overly priced by a ton, but I'm more so looking in this spot here. I like this favorable matchup for Green Bay. Had my eye on it since week 9, week 10. So now we're going to look at the defense. We're going to look at passing yards. Who allows a ton of passing yards? Where is Detroit in this mix? Detroit's pretty high for passing yards, okay? Do they allow a ton of passing touchdowns? So let's see. Detroit Lions, they do. They allow 22. So that's very, very good to see. All right, well, let's look at the offensive side of things, and let's go to passing yards. Who's putting up a ton of passing yards? Are the Packers up there? Well, let's see. Packers are right in the midst of that. Passing yards, 2,981 on the year. Do they pass the ball a ton in that red zone? Holy, most in the league. This looks like a smash spot again for Aaron Rodgers this week. So if we go over here, and I want to show you guys again the ceilings and floors, the ball distribution. I can also see Green Bay that Devontae Adams, wide receiver 1's 26%, which is a very high target number. So this week it looks like an absolute smash spot for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Again, you're paying up for these guys. As you can see, I have 3 studs in a lineup now. So with 3 studs, I told you I was going to give you 4 plays. I'm going to look for a value play this week. It won't be a tight end. I know a lot of people give their value plays a tight end. There's no expensive tight ends on the slate this week besides Travis Kelce at like 7,100 on DraftKings. The next highest is in mid-4s. I think it's Gronkowski. So I'm looking at this lineup and I'm going, okay, I realize I have 3 studs. I've got to get value somewhere. Where am I finding my value this week? Well, is there any second string backups that are taking the role of these guys that are playing a ton? Is there any guys out there that are now in the starting role? I know of a few. I'm not going to play it, but I do want to make note of it that Washington for Miami is going to be the starter this week with a lot of them out. But there's another guy, cheap wide receiver for the New York Jets, Perryman, in an absolute spot this week. I mean, this guy should absolutely light up the Seattle defense. Seattle lets the most passing yards in the league. if I'm not mistaken, and we can double check my claims. So passing yards, largest to smallest. Let's see. Oh, sorry, that was offense. Passing yards, largest to smallest. Seattle Seahawks. So the defense allows the most passing yards in the league is Seattle. So again, we know on this side that the Jets probably aren't the most lethal offense in the league. That's a given. But for the price tag and due to limited options, Perryman's the best way. Mims is out this week, and I also think that there's another. Yeah, Crowder is questionable, so Perryman will be likely the top option for the Jets passing game. For $3,900 to have the top guy that's going to be receiving a ton of targets in a defense that allows a ton of passing yards, how can you not like this smash spot for Perryman? This just seems like a great play for him to come out and absolutely destroy and have a great game. With that being said, I just wanted to wrap up this video now. I gave you the 4 plays. I gave you three expensive guys, 1 value play. I'm going to keep building a lineup to give more value play here. I absolutely love this spot this week. I think it's going to be a great week. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. I just wanted to make this video to show you guys the value plays this week. Before we go, shout out to BetAngles for providing free information for everyone to use. They also sell some awesome merch. Please, if you guys have any questions regarding BetAngles or how to use it, feel free to reach out. I can walk you through it. It's super easy. And with that, that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great Sunday and best of luck on all your DraftKings and FanDuel lineups. Peace.